For 45 seconds or whatever, let's start the class.
She's concentrating. How's
everyone good?
How did you make it?
Oh, I don't.
Oh my God.
So not feel we're gonna solve it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Tara told me that it was wonderful from her perspective, so now I have to go. Not that I wasn't already planning to, I was away.
You did a great Parsha class.
Unfortunately, I was away, but now I have to.
Now you're back.
I get one more wonderful class with one more wonderful Rabbi.
That's right. All good. It's a good Parsha. This week's a good Parsha, everyone. Good. The women. Okay, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I know. So good. Okay, how's everybody doing? Well, let's Philip in. That's important.
Oh, there you are, you made it.
She made it. How are you doing, Margaret? Nice seeing you. Hi.
You're here.
She's here. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. Thank goodness. Okay, so first, we're going to become present. We're going to become present. It's an action. The word present. Susan's here. Welcome back. Susan, take a prayer book and join us. So first, we're gonna just become present. If you don't have a prayer book, Anita is going to kindly bring one to you. But what we're gonna do is, we are going to begin this morning on a continuation of the Nisim B'Chol Yom, the daily miracles. So as we become present, as we enter into this space, as we leave all other spaces behind us, not putting them away for good, because we have responsibilities, we have obligations, we have to-dos, all of that is true. But in order to become present, we're going to just place them right now behind us. As we allow ourselves to be in this moment, in this space, ready and open to the beauty that is around us here. And as we are going to go into the Nisim B'Chol Yom, we're gonna think about, as we just place ourselves here, we're gonna just put into our minds a small little miracle that you experienced before you got here. Whether it was the chirping birds outside of your window, whether it was the most delicious, hottest brewed cup of coffee, whether it was just a deep, deep inhale and an incredible exhale of Ruach Elohim, the Spirit of God that entered into your being this morning. Whether it was you had a calm and tranquil drive here. Maybe it was a phone call you had with someone you love, or a friend, or someone you're catching up with. Each of those moments, those details of beauty, those little miracles, those are the moments. Those are the opportunities to invite the presence of God, to invite a sense of holiness, to allow us to elevate from the mundane to the realm of the holy. And it led you here today, to this space, to this moment, to this opportunity, to continue our exploration of our incredible liturgy. And now, we're going to acknowledge the beauty that's in our prayer book and mingle the expressions of our own hearts and our own souls together to bring it to life in meaningful ways to us. So welcome back. Here we are. Let's begin. We're on page 82. For my friends online, I'm going to share with you. Hi, hello. took me to share that for a second. There we go. And present. Okay, so we are on page 82. We are continuing the Nisi B'Chol just like we did last week. We're gonna say Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam together in the Hebrew, and then we're gonna say the second line in the English, so that we're reciting these blessings. Oh my goodness. The computer has a mind of its own. Okay. Oh. Okay, ready? Together, page 82. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters. Now that's an interesting daily miracle. Why is that here? What does that call to mind?
That's the, what is it, the second day of creation?
Right, so we're calling up creation, right?
Land.
Which ones? Land, creation, stretches the earth over the waters. Beautiful imagery, stretches the earth. Right, so not only are we're grateful to God for all these small miracles that we are experiencing in our own lives, but this one in particular, who stretches the earth over the waters. The idea that this earth in of itself, this land, it's not just where we currently are, but that we stretch out over, we encompass, we are part of, we are connected. Rokah haaretz al hamayim, who stretches out the earth over the waters. So not only are we connected to the creation that's in the book of Genesis, but that each and every day we are recalling creation. Remember, our tradition teaches us that we have the ability every day to partner with God in the work of creation. That's what our tradition teaches us. Every day we have the power to partner with God in creation. Which also means that each and every day the world has the ability to be created anew. Our own world, the world around us. It's a pretty powerful concept if we take just a moment to let that sort of sink in for us. To partner with God in the work of creation, each and every day we have that opportunity. That empowers each of us to think of ourselves as creators. Not the creator per se, right? But as creators in partnership with the divine. So if you take a moment just to think about yourself as a creator, well, how does that sound to you? How does that resonate? What does that lead you? Describe that for me. I am Laila, I am a creator. And I. Fill in the blank. Who wants to do it? Okay, Susan.
Okay, so I am Susan and I feel I'm a creator. And all my life, I never let things stop me. I just created a new path, an alternative solution. And I think gives me a really positive feeling, like I can almost do anything, but I realize, I'm also a human being.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That was excellent. Okay, who else wants to introduce themselves? Robin.
I'm Robin, I'm a creator and I feel very empowered by that idea.
Beautiful. Who else? Susan.
I'm Susan and
I am a creator. I am a creator.
I am a creator. And I create connection with people.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Who else would like to go?
I'm Lauren, I'm a creator, and I try to walk with Hashem as much as possible.
Beautiful. You are living in partnership. I love it. Alan.
Yeah, I'm a creator and I like to do mysteries for people, kindness, things of acts of kindness.
Creating acts of kindness for others. Beautiful. Who else? Debbie? Great.
I'm Debbie, I'm a creator, I created my children and I'm soon to create my grandchild, so.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Can everyone speak a little louder?
Sorry, I said I created my children and my soon-to-be grandchild.
Gorgeous. Beautiful. Creating the next generation. Nice.
Hi, Viviana. I'm a creator of a legacy that is gonna follow with my kids and my grandchildren. They can't hear.
I will repeat, I am a creator of a legacy. I am a creator of a legacy that those who come after me will repeat. Beautiful.
I'm a creator, I'm designer, I'm a creator, I create software, my own software. Ordered for burial, but mathematical software, which of course is not popular around with everyone. And in that case, I'm trying to find shortest part, catch up with the artificial intelligence and robotics, especially humanoid research.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Who else would like to describe, would like to share their as themselves as a creator? Spencer, you want to? No? Okay, that you're. Beautiful. Okay. Let's keep going. Ready? Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps. I wish, okay? Who strengthens our steps. I don't know what is going on. Okay. All right. Next one. Anyone have a reaction to that they want to share? Martha.
To walk, when it says who strengthens our steps, maybe it means take one step in front of the other and to move forward.
Beautiful. Moving forward. Beautiful. Who else? Yeah, Spencer.
I'd say when strengthens our steps, not necessarily walk with God, but God walks with you, helps. You know, when you're on a rough day, you can't, I've had rough days, and I couldn't put one in front of the other, you know. Maybe it was God, but help me do that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Even the recognition and the awareness that that you partnered with someone to strength. I love that. Who else? Yeah, Judith.
A while ago, I remember when my life kind of fell apart, I remember talking to God and saying, okay, I need your help, I need your direction, I need you to take over for me. And I have walked in great steps from that time on.
What I love about that, and what both you and Spencer are calling to mind when it talks about who strengthens our steps. So often we wonder, it seems so enormous when we just call out to say, help me. Right? Or I need your direction. I need, right? It seems, we seem overwhelmed by the enormity of our acts. What I love about this one line, who strengthens our steps, is that yes, we're asking for strength, but we're asking for strength, and it's very specific. Who strengthens our steps. But we also know how enormous it is to take one step. Whether it's a physical step, or it's an emotional step, or a spiritual step, the idea of progression, of forward progression, whatever that is, whether it's a tiny step, whether it's a leap, whether it's a mile, we're asking something that is tangible, even in a spiritual context. Who strengthens our steps. Help me to just take that first step. Yeah, Margaret.
Yeah, I think of it as giving it, as helping us get direction.
Interesting, I love that, who helping us get direction, take with the direction.
Very good.
Beautiful, lovely, okay, great, isn't this fun? Okay, let's do it together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who clothes the naked. Okay, Liliana, why wow?
It's like
to be alert. Someone that is missing something.
Ooh, to be, I'm, Susan, I am 100% going to repeat it, 100%. I just want people to, how they feel, I will 100% repeat it, not a problem.
Thank you.
But I want them to be able to finish their thought. So can you say it one more time?
Yes, it's, it's to be alert when people are missing, so you would provide.
To be alert to someone who is missing something that you could provide.
That's very profound.
That is so profound. Who clothes the naked. And what Liliana read and heard and felt was to be alert. For us, it's a call for us to be alert and aware to those around us who are missing something. And that's not the end of it. It's the first thing, but then to be able to provide that which they are missing. On the first level, we talked about at the Parsha class on Friday, the 4 levels of interpretation. The first is the pshat, the simple meaning, the surface level of the text. Who clothes the naked? The simplest, the surface level of that is to provide clothing for those who are in need, to cover people. The deeper interpretation and the deeper layers of what this is saying is what Liliana is calling to us. For us to be alert, aware that there are those around us who are missing something. And how can we help to provide? How can we clothe them in what they need? So that they are not exposed, they are not vulnerable, they are not bare, right? Whatever those pieces are. What a beautiful daily reminder to be astute and aware. Beautiful.
I wanna tell you something. And I don't want you to get upset, cause all I could think of, I live on A1A, I wish somebody would close today. Margaret, you've got to stop.
Margaret is taking.
Someone would close the naked, but I wanna do it, it's hard.
Margaret is responding to the surface level of the text. Okay. Okay,
Right?
okay, my friends,
We're not here.
let's read the next one together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary. Who gives strength to the weary. It's an interesting choice of words. Yeah, Susan.
I think that God is there to help us if we will only open our hearts and our minds to allow Him to help us.
Beautiful. Let me look at the text here. Because I love the text here. Hanoten le'ayef koach. Who literally strengthens. Koach is strength. Le'ayef is also the word for tired. Exhausted. Weary is a beautiful word to define that in the Hebrew. But I also love to hear it because we all know. I don't know how often people say, I'm so weary. But I do know that there are people, and we all say, I'm tired, or I'm exhausted, right? And there's many things that contribute to exhaustion. And so here, what we're asking, if we're thinking about these are words that we say daily in the morning, the assumption is you had a great night's sleep, or you've awoken from sleep. And yet, even after we have slept, or rested, there are still days where we still feel tired, exhausted, weary. And so we ask here, we say here to God, blessed are you, Adonai, who strengthens, who offers strength, koach, to those who are still tired, exhausted, weary. We know what that feels like, right?
But don't you believe that that the person who is tired and weary has to, well, open themselves to God to accept the help from God.
Sure. Right, I don't not agree with that, right, of course, like, the idea that we are aware. But the other thing is that even if we are not ready to say that we are weary and exhausted and ready. We're saying who gives strength to the weary. In the acknowledgement that there are others who are in this position who feel this way. So right, so there's both here in the daily miracles, whether or not you're ready to open yourself up to accept it. Or you are just open to the idea that somebody else needs it, there's that acknowledgement, that awareness is there too, right? So it's that give and that receive.
You know, I go to the bereavement group here, and this really fits so well with it, because we all give strength to each other.
Yeah. Yes, it's beautiful. Okay, beautiful, I love it. Oh, Judy, and then, yes,
But I don't, when you say tired, exhausted, I think weary is a whole different level,
tell me.
just a whole encompassing a emotional, not physical. I
Nice.
think much more serious and much more, more emotional and self than tired and weary.
Beautiful,
I'm tired and exhausted.
beautiful, yeah.
When I read that, the first thing I thought of, who gives strength to the weary, this person needs a hug.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That sucks.
I love that, I love that, yeah, that's great. That's the physical, like, transference of strength. When you feel or you are enveloped in somebody else's arms, you are literally feeling their strength.
Yes.
So you are transferring that code. Beautiful, sounds like.
There was a moment, 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. I was writing an article for the school paper, well, 4 of them for a special edition. And it was by far the most important work I was going to write in college, and I needed it at the time. And I was burnt out, I was in 4 classes in a 2-month period at the time. So I was literally weary, I had 100-something degree fever, but I had to finish the stuff. I swear I couldn't have done it without that help.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids.
The way I see it is that it's trying to say, open your eyes so you can see what's going on.
Yeah,
So if you're still asleep and you have closed your eyes, then you're not gonna see reality, you're not gonna see what's.
right, we're asking God, unveil my eyes, open my eyes, right? I can open my eyes, I'm opening my eyes now, but are my eyes truly open? Open to seeing all that's around me, right? Yeah.
This is like Shema,
How so?
because it's not just enough to remove sleep from the eyes. It has to do, it's like, you have to be able to see. Just like it's not enough to hear, you have to hear with another level.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, you know what I love that you just said that I hadn't thought about before? Was the idea of how we recite the words of Shema. Is it with kavanah? With the intention? It's one thing to hear it. It's another thing to listen, internalize, and to hear it, right? It's one thing to see, but are we seeing with kavanah? Are we seeing with intentionality? That's a different layer of seeing. Beautiful, nice. Okay,
Yeah, well, we
yeah,
not cover our eyes when we say the Shema to be closer to God.
yeah, right, so like there's many different reasons why the choreography of Shema is to close your eyes. The first is, right, that's to focus, to remove our distractions, so we're closer to God. It's also the idea that we're focusing only on these words, so that we are turning our heart toward the prayer. We're turning our intention, our kavanah to the prayer, and so we are removing all the distractions. And then in the sense, feeling closer.
I'm so delighted to hear you speak that because you know not the congregation. Some rabbis, Spanish cover their eyes, others don't. I always wondered. It, to some, maybe it's not as important. I just wondered why. So,
Just a personal practice. So not necessarily a measure of importance to someone or not, it's just personal practice, which is minhag, it's totally a custom. In the Talmud, I don't know if we've talked about this before, we may have when we talked about Shema in the other class. But there is a discussion in the Talmud about when to recite the Shema. Okay, so the idea in the Talmud, there's a discussion about the color of the sky. Okay, so that, because you know when to say the morning Shema, when you say the evening Shema, in terms of where the sun is in the sky, whether it's risen, it's setting, you know when to say it. So then there's a further discussion about, well, do you stand or do you sit when you say the Shema? Right? So there's a whole discussion about that. Then it gets to the point, well, do you stand, do you sit? Well, what if, are you ready for this? This is so good. What if you're riding on your horse and it comes time to say the Shema? Do you stop and get off the horse and stand? Right? So this is the level of detail in the Talmud that it gets to in terms of when you recite the Shema. So if you happen to be riding on your horse at the time that it's supposed to say the Shema, are you supposed to stop, get off the horse? Do you sit, do you stand? How do you recite the Shema? Do you recite the Shema? Oh, Martha has an idea.
no, I say you're closer to God.
On the horse. Hey, jump off the horse, you're halfway there. I mean, of course, right, love it, right, awesome, okay?
Sitting on a horse also isn't exactly sitting. It's not comfortable and you're, you know.
Right, okay, all right, good. Okay, so here's what the rabbis say, it's beautiful. The rabbis, the discussion is, you could sit on the horse, right? That's it. Do you know what you're supposed to do? Turn your heart toward God. But it's not about whether or not I stand, I sit, I'm east, I'm west. If it happens to be at this point, what you're supposed to do is to turn your heart. Turn your heart. Turn your heart toward God. By doing that, what they're saying is, as long as you recite the words with the right intention, with the right kavanah, stand, sit, eyes closed, eyes open, up, down, roundabout, doesn't matter. What matters is the turning your heart. So if we think about that, and as we're thinking about even the daily miracles, what we're asking, remove sleep from the eyelids, slumber from the eyelids, strength to the weary, all these things that we're asking for, right? Even this next one, but together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me in the image of God. Right? All of this, page 84, all of this, in the same way, who has made me in the image of God, who has made me with the recognition that I am B'Tselem Elohim, created in the image of God. Whether I stand, I sit, I speak, I don't, I listen, I hear, I cover, I don't cover. All these things is to say who has made me in this image, B'Tselem Elohim, meaning that I have an awareness and acknowledgement that I myself carry within me a spark of the divine. And that is how I see my presence, my being, my interactions, my engagement with the world, B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God. Susan.
Going back to the previous one.
Yeah.
So. At times when I'm emotional. During the day. Anytime. I say the Shema. Is it wrong to say the Shema in the middle of the day?
No.
When you need God?
Is it wrong? No.
Okay. Because I do.
I think that's beautiful. How beautiful. Absolutely. Those are your words.
You only need to say good morning.
I'm just talking about in terms of from the Talmudic discussion of the morning Shema and the bedtime Shema. Is it wrong? Absolutely not. How beautiful. That's your koach, that's your strength.
When I get one, needs.
That's when you need it.
I need to say the Shema.
I think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. Right? Absolutely. I never want you to feel like, I can't say this word because it's not the time, it's not in the service, it's not, absolutely not. That is your koach, that is your strength. And those are the words that bring that sense of spiritual connectedness and holiness to you. How beautiful, how beautiful. Beautiful. I'm thrilled. Together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free. Now in the Hebrew, she'asani ben or she'asani bat horim, who has made me ben or bat, a son or a daughter, horim, of freedom. Beautiful.
This is reprogram.
How so? Why does that hit you that way?
Well, first of all, because to me, it shows how far we've come since these prayers were first written, is that the authors of this book chose to make it Ben and Bat. That's first of all. Which is a distinction, women is still not free in many parts of the world. And the other thing is because we're acknowledging that in a sense, we're always free. Inside of ourselves, no one can chain us. That spark is unchained, no matter whether or not you're free physically or not physically. Even if you're in prison, you can be free internally. So this is very profound.
Just beautiful.
I said this one with a little bit of hesitation for the past year at least, because there are also Jews who aren't free, who are Jews, and I don't know. Like, to me, is it God abdicating responsibility? Is it just how things are? Is it kind of mysterious? I don't know, but I don't feel like I really feel this one the way I feel others.
Well, one of the hostages actually said the only way he survived was because internally he felt free and connected with God. I thought that was the most
I heard that too.
profound thing
Yeah,
when I heard that on. The concentration camp also.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right, right, like that's just, if when we think about the idea of freedom, and we think about. When people, are in spaces of. Constriction, confinement, slavery. Captive. We often think to ourselves, like, how did they survive? Right, like. I was just thinking about, the other day I was reading and Ronan, who was, one of the hostages who was freed on like day 500, I think it was 500 something. She was one of the female soldiers. And she talked about, she was freed and came back home into Israel, but she was in the hospital for 5 additional months. She just went home. She just went home. You think about like the internal resilience, the internal koach and strength, as you were mentioning, like, and what they all were clinging to in order to allow them to get to a place of chorim, freedom, is truly the most remarkable thing. Like the capacity of human beings, the resilience of human beings in spaces of incredible pain, darkness, challenge, unimaginable circumstances. What you can dig from the depths of your being to lead you to that place of koach is truly remarkable. And that we recite this every day. Yes, that there are still those who are not free. And so I think what is so critically important is that it's not that we don't say it every day, we do say it every day. right? As a challenge to ourselves too. How are we gonna be among those to help redeem those who are enslaved? Whether that's through our voice, whether that's through our education, whether that's through physically, that we can, whatever we can do, right? It's just a constant reminder as we are partners with God in this work. How can we be among those that help to make others free?
And the other thing is that the lack of freedom that we're referring to is corporal, it's corporeal, it's, you know, whether it's the camp or whatever, it's the body that was enforced. Your freedom to think and believe what you want, that nobody can take that away.
Or they can, and if they do, also, how do we manage that, right? Like, there are definitely examples within the world and within history. And today, where there are people who are not free to believe and think and, you know,
But how
right?
can you not,
And it impacts that full freedom, right? So it's another piece of it is that, yes, like, no one can fully take what rests within me. But also the acknowledgement that I may be, I have to think or believe something that I don't necessarily think or believe, but yet I'm enslaved to it because I can't truly be free and speak my voice. Those are other moments of where we're not free. And so it's, again, it's just another reminder of those of us who don't have that experience. What is our obligation and our responsibility to help freedom reign throughout the world with all people? And also just the enormity of what that means, right? Spencer.
But to me, a lot of these hostages are leaving the covenant in Israel, attempting to go on the team. I just can't feel this prayer the way I want to.
That's okay, if you don't. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, let's read the next three. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength. And Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor. So has made me a Jew, girds Israel with strength, and crowns Israel with splendor. These are part of our everyday daily miracles. The recognition that we have gratitude, and that it is a miracle that we have been made Jews, that Israel is girt with strength, and that Israel is crowned with splendor. These are not tiny little miracles, right? And we've known that, and that's been tested and shown. And yet, we are consciously, every day, expressing our gratitude for these things each and every day.
it bothers me so much, those who have been born Jewish. There's no connection with anything Jewish, and it's just, you know, what they're missing, and they don't understand how valuable that was if they were born Jew. And yet, they don't get it.
Everyone's lived experience, we never know. We don't know what brings people to those places, right? But how fortunate we are to have a space where we can invite people into community and to experience and to express the wonder and the awe of what it means to be part of a people.
But in that book that we reviewed, The Third Daughter, that you see that spirit. No matter what she went through, no matter what she had to.
Right.
There was never a moment that she did not, you know, seek him to pray to God and, you know, believe.
Right, that connection helped her move forward, right? That was her piece. That's it.
To bounce off of what Margaret said. To an extent, I know people who were born Jewish and they see Israel's strength, they see Israel's splendor, and they're proud of it. But one of them a year ago to me said, I don't know any Jews. He was born Jewish. So were about a dozen other people in the room. And he didn't know them. And that's one of those things where he was missing out on not all the miracles, because he recognized Israel's strength, he recognized the splendor, he loved everything about it. When we talk about it, he's happy with all that. But he just misses out on that one other miracle that I think makes the two following miracles 100 times more profound.
Cool. Great. Okay, all right, and then we're gonna, at the top blessing at the end here, Baruch, we could do the whole one, we all know this one. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, together, who house us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with words of Torah. Engage with words of Torah, that's what we're doing today, that's what we do every time that we come together to learn, is to actually engage, to take apart, to wrestle, to love, to embrace, to dissect, to make meaning of, to interpret and to understand and to build connection with the words of Torah. It's a blessing, right? Blessed are you, Adonai our God, who's given us this ability, who's given us this and commanded us to engage with these words, not just to hear them, not just to read them, not just to experience them, but to engage with them, to get our hands dirty with these words, to allow ourselves to be moved by them and to experience them in many different ways, right? So that is what we will do. Let's go to the next prayer. Elu Devarim. This prayer is really fascinating. Elu Devarim sort of is a summary, a summation of all these ways in which we are commanded to engage with our tradition and with our commandments. So let's first read it in the English all together. You ready?
Yeah.
These are the things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are
engaging in compassion, arriving for selling, feeling gracious and forgets, visiting mistakes, providing for wedding couple, accommodating the dead forever, being devoted in prayer, making some uncontrollable, but desire for offensive.
What is this prayer? What do you take away? What are these things saying to you?
It's good to be a Jew.
Okay, great.
We have responsibilities as a Jew.
Okay. That being a part of this people, this faith, this tradition requires of us. Okay, as requirements for us,
That the study of Torah helps us do these things.
Okay, the study of Torah helps us do all these things, okay? Who else?
I think we all do most of these things.
Yeah.
If we see somebody in need, don't we go to them? I mean, I'm looking at this, there isn't anything here that I would not do or don't do in this paragraph.
Beautiful.
That makes you.
Except we don't, what?
That makes her a Jew.
Oh, so we don't do all of them.
We don't.
Sometimes
At
different.
different times, we do different ones, but we don't do all of them all the time.
Right.
Right, I mean, not every
I
single
don't
day.
provide for the wedding couple.
So you don't do it.
Don't you give gifts? What?
But you do give gifts, you're providing for the wedding couple.
Yeah, of course.
So yes, you do these things, we all do these things, and that's what makes us Jewish.
I
Because
love
these
this
are
paragraph.
these are obligated.
Right, it's like a lovely like summation, like it's a lovely like sort of throwing all to, these are the things that are limitless. Right, that when you do them, you yourself, the doer, as well as the receiver, enjoy, have enjoyment. We are blessed as a result, whether as we are giving and as we are receiving, right? Honoring one's father and mother. Where do we learn that?
Ten Commandments.
Ten Commandments. Kaved et avicha v'et imecha. We honor our parents. Why is that here? Of all the things.
Because they gave us life.
Okay, they brought us into this world. Okay,
It's not always easy.
not always easy. It's trying, okay,
That's important.
yeah,
They raised us Jewish.
okay. Good. Engaging in deeds of compassion. Chesed. Gimilut chasadim, acts of loving kindness, compassion. Right?
I have a girlfriend who's very sick. And I said to her, how about if I just come over and we don't talk?
Oh my God, that's like the most compassionate thing you could do.
We'll just sit on the
Really?
sofa, if we could watch TV, we don't have to talk about any disease or anything, but I'll be right next to you.
How beautiful. Your presence is compassion. Debbie said, important to remember when things are repeated. Okay. Great.
Could she explain this?
Debbie, are you able to explain what you mean by that?
Yes, well, when things are told to us over and over again, in other words, they're repeated, it's for a reason. It's because they're important.
Beautiful, right, so it's in the Ten Commandments, and now it's here again, and we're saying it every single day, right, beautiful, so that there's this meaning, this message, there's an importance, and it attains a level of importance, right? Listen, look at these other ones. Arriving early for study, morning and evening. Dealing graciously with guests, right, these are all part of our values. These are our values. Visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, so they can begin a life, right? These are these threshold moments, okay? Accompanying the dead for burial. Beautiful, right? Burial in our tradition is the highest form of a mitzvah, one of the highest mitzvahs. You know why? Because the person who you're burying, the act that you're doing for them, a burial, they cannot return the favor. So you are engaged in this mitzvah, right, which is such a high honor to bury, and not with the expectation that someone's gonna do something back for you. Right?
I feel like this prayer is to remind us that it's important to do acts of selflessness. Because none of these things are for us.
Oh, I love that.
They're to help other people, that we shouldn't be doing it in order to get points. I
love that.
Because it helps other people.
Right, this is a great reminder.
In Torah. So praise God or not praise God, it's not about us, it's about giving. Yeah, giving back.
Beautiful, beautiful. That these things are to do for others as opposed to only trying to do for ourselves. Each of these things requires of us to give of ourselves. We're also fulfilling and nurturing ourselves and nourishing ourselves, right? The study of Torah is about spiritual nourishment too. But by doing that, we are giving ourselves that koach, that strength in order to do for others. Nice.
You know, I understand what you're saying about burial, because there is no way, but all of these things that we do, I don't think we ever expect someone to return whatever we're doing for them. You're doing it.
Some people do.
There are some people, I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, to expect, you know.
A little kindness in return.
Not like a total unreasonable expectation, but right, but like, of course, I mean, you can make the argument both ways, but.
But we don't do it just because that's what they do, we want to do it.
Right, sure, that is the beauty of the expectation, but it's not unrealistic to think that some people may do these things in order for the recognition that I did it, right, like. Right, like, it's not unrealistic, so I think like what you're saying is really a powerful piece, as a reminder that we're doing these things as a way to bring goodness into the world, and also that giving is also a way to fulfill spiritually a meaningful part of our own lives as well. Beautiful, beautiful.
Would it matter? Oh, would it matter if we did them only to get points?
As long as you're doing it.
As long as you're doing it.
What did she say?
But what do you mean by, what do we mean by points? What does points mean? Having a position in the world to come? Okay, yeah. Right, okay, so it says, that the principle remains for us to come, that you're gonna do these things, it's gonna secure you a place in the world to come. Okay, if that's your motivation. Okay, that's your motivation, but are you gonna do more than just the bare minimum then? If the bare minimum just gets you your place. If you're only doing it for that, is it gonna push you to do more?
I don't know. I think she's doing.
And he goes, I don't want to be in this category, I don't do
No,
it.
I'm serious.
I think it's important because it's how she's doing it, doesn't matter what the
Yeah.
reflects. If you're doing a good deed, you don't need to look into why they're doing it.
No, I don't think other people have to look at it.
What about the intention? We talk about alcohol all the time with different things.
Yeah,
That's personal, on the
Exactly.
outside, I don't think we have to judge.
well, I don't think we are the judges.
I understand, but to someone else, we're not looking. When you do an act of kindness, or
We shouldn't judge.
I don't think we see what the reason that someone else did it.
No, right, it's not our role. That's not our role to judge the motivations of others. That's not my job. Right? Like, but I think what,
It's more self-judgment, it's not about other people judging you, it's about judging yourself.
yeah,
Cause sometimes we are harsh and we question why we do things and. What, or more so, what we didn't do, what we failed to do. When helping somebody around you. Could we have done better, and,
yeah.
so.
So it's like an
I think we're
internal
all harsh,
conversation.
So, I think this is beautiful.
Nice.
So,
It forces an internal conversation.
right.
Yeah. Nice, interesting. Nice perspective. Okay, we have time for another prayer. Is everyone ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're actually gonna go to, Sukkot Zimra, page 94. Okay, the Sukkot Zimra is it is found in Talmudic literature, the phrase Baruch Shamar, which is blessed is the one who spoke. It was composed by the rabbis. And it was composed by the rabbis to remind us that God spoke and the world came to be. That God's presence fills the earth. And it's an ongoing presence. And that God nourishes, sustains life, gives us all the things that we need in order to be good stewards of God's will, to be created and living as we are, B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God. So I'm gonna read we're gonna read it in the English, so let's do that together. Blessed is the one who spoke and the world came to be. Blessed is the one. Blessed is the one who continually authors creation. Blessed is the one whose word is deed. Blessed is the one who decrees and fulfills. Blessed is the one who is compassionate towards the world. I'm gonna stop us there. What have you heard? What words resonate for you in this prayer?
Blessed is the one.
Blessed is the one. Okay? Baruch Hu. Blessed is the one. What else?
But seventh prayer says in Hebrew,
Yeah, blessed is
just
Yeah.
says Baruch.
Baruch Hu,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Blessed is he, blessed is, right,
Oh,
like
okay.
we're changing to make the gender neutral, okay? Right?
One meaning, blessed one.
Yeah, blessed one, blessed this God, right? Yeah. Rather than not like Echad, not like, blessed is the one, the one, the entity. Okay, yeah,
So this is one of those thanking God prayers, not asking for something, God prayers.
okay. So it's like an acknowledgement,
God did all these wonderful things, we have to thank him for
okay?
Like an expansion, it's on Shema.
Yeah.
Send you right there. No, it's good, I was don't praise.
Okay,
I think we're listening all the things that God does for us.
okay, so let's keep going then, let's see what all the things are. Blessed is the one who is compassionate towards the world. Blessed is the one who is compassionate towards all creatures. Blessed is the one who rewards the reverent. Blessed is the one who exists for all time, ever enduring. Blessed is the one who redeems and saves. Blessed is God's name. With songs of praise, we will extol you. I'm sorry, proclaim your sovereignty. Somebody get water. Hold on 1 second, I'm sorry, excuse you, water. Is there any? Alright, speak up, forever. Sorry about that. Thank you. Thank you. That's cool. Thank you. Alright. No, okay, thank you. Okay. My apologies. Alright, let's do that again. We're gonna start with blessed is the one who is compassionate. Blessed is the one who is compassionate towards the world. Blessed is the one towards all creatures. Blessed is the one who rewards the reverent. Blessed is the one who exists for all time, ever enduring. Blessed is the one who redeems and saves. Blessed is God's name. With songs of praise will extol you and proclaim your sovereignty, for you are the source of life in the universe. One God, life of the universe, praised and glorious ruler. Your name is eternal. What do you think?
I just honor like that.
Well, then Spencer, then Margaret.
We're keeping up the tradition. God said to thank him for all these miracles back in Sinai. We're doing it. Way back when, God said, you'll thank me for these things, all these prayers.
Okay, Nasa Vinishran is what we said, we will do, and we will hear, and we will do all these things that you have offered to us. Okay.
I feel it's an extension of the Shabbat.
How so?
I just think the Shabbat encompasses everything. Our praise, let's you for God. For what is done.
Okay, so in our prayer service, so this comes before Shema
Description.
of God. Okay, so a description of God, okay,
But it's not all truth.
how so?
Well, if there was God, why wasn't he compassionate for, I can't, what about things like October 7th, the Holocaust, war? I don't know. This to me, I'm not crazy about this.
Okay, okay, so you're struggling with this prayer, okay, that's fair, that's reasonable. Our tradition invites us to struggle with those things as we try to wrestle with the world that we hope to be part of and the world that is. Things that happen that we wish didn't happen. Right, there's that beautiful story about after the that there was etched on the walls of Auschwitz that said, "Where was God?"
Yeah.
And someone answered, "Where was man?"
Exactly.
Right? Like, it's one of those things I think about often when we are faced with unimaginable trauma and tragedy. When we feel so left or alone or unheard or unseen by God. Or when we are struggling with illness or pain or loss. And we say, "Where are you?" Right? This is blessed is the one. Sometimes we don't necessarily feel as connected to the one. And our tradition doesn't say, "Oh, well, then you don't believe." No, it doesn't say that. It says we are that people that wrestles with God, that there are moments along the journey where we feel very far away. Whereas other moments we feel incredibly close, that we understand, that we feel that it's obvious to us. And then there are times where it's not obvious to us, where we say, "Where were you? How could this have happened?" Right? I understand, that's exactly what Anita's saying, right? Where were you? How could this have happened? Right? And what we learn from the very beginning of where we started to where we end is that we are in partnership with God. So we also have to recall to ourselves, where were we? Where are we? There are moments when we are distant and we are far and we are unaware and we aren't listening. Right? So, but that's what, it means to wrestle with the divine, to be strengthened by the divine. In the same service, in the same moment, we can praise and glorify, we can question, we can wrestle, we can say, I don't feel you, I don't see you, definitely don't hear you, right? Where are you? Right? Don't forget me. Or we say, okay, you're giving me a lot of attention right now, like, that's enough, right? I get it, I know. All those things are true, they're all part of the experience of what it means to be in relationship. And one of the things that that I've been thinking a lot about, is that question, because now we're having those questions in my house, because we now have a 4.5-year-old who's asking questions about God. Right? It's 4.5, because he goes to school and we pray, and he comes to temple, we're talking about God, and he's curious. Right? So he's curious.
So what do you say?
What is he?
So first, what I say is I ask a lot of questions back, because I think especially with young children, I'm very curious as to what's on their heart. What are they thinking about? Right? So Asher's a Lego fanatic. Okay, he's a Lego fanatic, so everything he asks is, who builded me? Builded me, right? Because he's building his Legos. So now he's thinking, if I'm building this, who builded me? Right? Fascinating.
Right.
Like, it's a fascinating opening of a conversation to meet someone where they are, instead of me giving an answer. Where to imagine where his question is coming from, where is it coming from the depths of him? Cause he's engaged in something, that he's creating something. So now all of a sudden he's wondering, well, if I'm building this Lego person, someone must have builded me, which I just can't, like, that's the greatest thing. No, Asher, who builded you? Who do you think? Right? Who built? So this was my favorite, and this is coming in a sermon. It's percolating, it's struggling. I'm gonna give you, the lucky ones, the sneak peek of it. Says to me the other day, totally. We're talking about a bunch of things. Who builded me? Who builded you, mommy? Who builded daddy? All these things. And then he says, naturally, this is gonna come. Who builded God? So I said, who do you think builded God, Asher? And he's sitting there and he's like, the Jewish people. And I'm like, yes, oh, hey, let's start there. And then I'm like, that's so interesting, how did they do it? And then it was over. The other thing caught his imagination, and he was off and running, right? So when we follow, like, for us too, my point and takeaway is, when we follow our own line of inquiry into these things, it is a fascinating exploration if we are open to the journey of inquiry that it poses. So there are moments where we don't necessarily feel as strongly connected, or hearing the voice, or as deeply touched, or feeling like we're alone. But when we ask ourselves, like, why do I feel this way? What am I hoping to hear? What do I need to hear? If we just leave it as, I don't hear, I don't feel, I don't know, where are you? Right? But if the next question that we can ask ourselves could be really profound in the next moment in the journey. Why do I need to hear that voice now? Where can I go to hear it, to feel it, to see it? Just another interesting next question in the journey of our relationship that's ever unfolding and ever becoming. Okay, one more, and then we have to.
It's heartbreaking, but I was looking at a short interview. This is after October 7th, and it was, I don't know if it was a rabbi, just a very Orthodox Jew, and he was part of putting the bodies together. And I don't even know what the question was asking him, but he says, I'm not talking to God right now.
Yeah.
This is a very religious thing. It's stuck with me.
That's beautiful. It should, at a certain point, as someone who was very traditional.
Yeah.
And when they were working, they were part of the group of people out in October 7th who was collecting the bodies. that someone asked him, and he said, I don't know, I'm not speaking to God right now. Right, our tradition, that as we've mentioned, we've talked about this over and over again, is the idea that that's okay. Right, that is okay. And it's necessary and it's understandable. And then as we grow and we evolve and we experience other things. Again, like, all of those pieces and those elements make us who we are and the why of who we are.
So interesting what you said. Because I'm sure we're all in this situation when horrible things happens to our family. I don't want anything to do with God, and then you come back.
Yeah.
It's so interesting that you said that.
Yeah, that's the ever evolving nature of the relationship. Just as we are in a relationship with others, where those relationships also evolve and grow and separate and come back together, right? Like we follow those streams. All right, guys, beautiful, another wonderful time together. So we have Parsha class Friday at 11. And hope to see you all there.
Love it.
Is this our last?
Friday 11.
Was today our last one?
I think we have one more Tuesday session next week.
Okay.
Then we have a 1 week, and then August you pick up with Rabbi Ashira.
Okay.